So, where are you going?
September. Just left Manchester and I'm covered in antibodies. Yay! My antibody cream. They're all popping and blistering. I got over 50 bites. We were there for 5 nights. Anchored in way too close. Next time we gotta anchor out further. See if that helps.
Get a little further offshore, get away from the bites.
Yeah. Next time.
It's a little over 20 miles down to Heltemba from Mattichin, so it's a short 4 or 5 hour ride depending on whether you motor or sail. Unfortunately today there was no wind for us to sail, so we just put the motor on and drove down past beautiful mountain countryside. What you doing?
I'm having a bath, a pseudo bath. I have hot water, oodles and oodles of hot water.
Oops. And the sun going down in the background.
Yeah, I'm trying to get all the...
Oops.
Get all
to blur that.
calamine lotion off my legs so I can start fresh for the evening.
Because all the bugs that ate you at Mattichin.
All the bugs that ate me at Mattichin. And I have Avon Skin So Soft on, which I'm going to start fresh before I go to bed again. I was just feeling sticky from all that stuff.
Yep, but we finally got a swim today, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Because the water here at Heltemba, which is where we are, is nice and clear.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, it was so refreshing.
It's warm.
And then we could have a shower afterwards.
And a freshwater shower. I'm just going to pan over here and there's the sunset. Isn't that gorgeous, guys? And if you're wondering where Heltemba is, look it up in a map. But
look it up in a map. You're so helpful.
We're anchored in the lee of this island.
And it's
very calm
right
night.
Out. There's a bit of southwest swell, so it's a bit lumpy, but...
Yep. And the only guys that come out here are pangaros taking tourists. So we get it.
That will stop.
He's the last one. He's picking up the last bunch. He's actually picking up the beach staff. But we'll be moving on to probably to Punta Mita tomorrow, right? Because it's a little bumpy here.
Well, we'll see how the night goes. I mean, I can deal with it during the day. If we're rolling all night long, then that's a bit of a thing, right?
Yeah, true. True. Way back over there in the distance is Heltemba and a couple other little beach towns. It's quite a popular little beach resort. Has nice, beautiful beaches, about 10 miles of beautiful beaches. There's Heltemba there, and then there's another little spot over there, some great snorkeling, which I guess if we stay tomorrow we'll go over to the point right there and get in the water and see what we can see. And if we don't, we'll see what Punta Mita has for us to offer.
Alright. Oops. You always get me right when I'm doing it.
Well, no, all I can see is from the elbows up, so
okay.
We don't know what you're doing there.
Okay, good.
La 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 la.
Oh, what a nice moon.
She's watching her naughty
There's
bits.
almost full moon come up.
Yes. We pan over this way. Panning too fast, as they always say. There it is. Just on the end of the boom. And as they say, red sky at night, sailor's delight. So it's going to be a nice calm night. If we can just get the swell, it'll settle down.
This is the little town of Punta Mita.
Oh, I guess we could go down that way.
You could, but we're gonna go up this hill and then we'll go back that way
Okay.
later. But we're gonna go up here and see what's at the top of the hill. The posh little resort town going here.
Yoga and Pilates.
The Pasha Bazaar. Bohemian chic. Oh, you might have to go in there and look there. They got some gauzy tops.
Oh, Jesus. You and your gauzy top.
This is for Ron on Double Deuce. We thought that, you know, if he ever wanted to get another job as a fireman, he could come here in Punta Mita, the smallest fire department ever.
La luz del mundo.
The light of the world. Very interesting looking structure. Oh, and look at the guy up there. At least he has some fall protection on. First time we've seen in Mexico a guy with fall protection.
We thought this was interesting because you can see the dolly on the back of the truck, but these guys were carrying them in on their back, not because there were steps they had to go up and they couldn't use the dolly. I think they were just doing it to show off to each other and the cute girl that was working in the tienda.
This is a depiction of a humpback whale, is it not? No humpback on it, but it's painted right on the side of the building. That's some really interesting detail in it. And over here we have an octopus. Nice little beach bar. Interesting entranceway. Oh, they got some really nice woodwork in here, dear. Driftwood. Very interesting driftwood pieces. Bet you this gets bumping at night. It's got a really nice view. Now that's what you call a fishbowl margarita. I don't know how big it is, but man, you'd be drunk after that.
So this is the anchorage at La Cruz. You can see the La Cruz Marina off in the distance, over top of that white sailboat. That's what all the masts and the breakwater are. And right there, off the front, that way, that's the town of La Cruz. Just going up the hill there. Beautiful little, very Mexican town. That's exactly what you expect when you come to Mexico. Cobblestone streets, very friendly people, beautiful food, restaurants with great music. Not all mariachi, actually very little mariachi, very beautiful guitar music, singing. Great market that we're going to go to tomorrow, and you've probably seen in our other videos because we were here last year as well. So a great market in there. We're going to buy some fish, but just hang out here for a couple days. And that way, it's Punta Mita, where we were yesterday for 2 days. And over that way, in the rain, is a place called Yalapa, which is supposed to be beautiful, but we're not going over there because it's raining. And actually that rain's going to come towards us. We might get some tonight, maybe a couple of millimeters, not much. Other than that, this is La Cruz Anchorage. And if I pan all the way around, sorry, panning too fast. I know for all the video guys, you can never pan slow enough, but I'm panning fast. Over there is Paradise Village. And we're going to take the boat down there in 2 days on Monday. Leave her there. And while we leave it there, going to leave it there for 3 weeks. and go inland. We'll go to see some friends at Lake Jacquie for a week. Then we're going to go to Mexico City for a week and see the ruins and Mexico City and the art museums and the nightclubs and you know, do all that stuff that you would go to see at a major metropolitan center. Then we're going to go up in the hills and see the butterflies, the monarch butterflies. Hopefully they're there this year. There's been not much milkweed, so they're not sure whether the butterflies are going to make it all the way down through the States, because people have been spraying milkweed. It's a weed, obviously, trying to kill it. And of course, that's what monarchs eat. So we're not sure if they're going to make it all the way from Canada down to Mexico, but we're going to go out to the mountains in Mexico to see if they're there. And then we'll come back and we'll show you all that.
Walking out to the Sunday market in La Cruz. This is late November, and the market is way bigger than it was last year. It's all the way down here at the entrance when it was just over on the point. So we've got lots to look at today. Woohoo!
That's why we came.
This is yours, so you will have to.
What are you doing?
I'm buying this. Beautiful.
You're always spending my money, woman.
I know.
Can you explain again?
Yes. Explain again.
This is the Huichol art traditional with the sun and the moon like a symbols of life, because it's the union of the goddess of the name Takutsi with the god sun Tao. It's how we call it, Takutsi and Tao.
Takutsi and Tao.
In the moon, you can see the three main gods conforming one trilogy, conformed by the peyote, the deer, here is the horns, and the seeds of corn. Corn, deer, peyote trilogy, purified by the god fire, God the body. She eat peyote, that's why she is talking with the sun. The sun also eats peyote being communion, but he has a corn plant. Corn plant conforming the trilogy altogether, and the fire that means purification. Sun and the moon is considered life because it's the union of human and male, woman and man, day and night, and on the culture like a black and white and yin.
Yeah. Sí, sí.
And this is Huichol art traditional. My name is Jose Carrillo Flores, and my name is Piso.
Gracias. Oh, good to meet you.
Just some of the beautiful art for sale at the market. Also, La Cruz has one of the best fish markets in the bay.
In January, Bucearais celebrates Our Lady of the Peace. The most symbolic act of this festival is the maritime pilgrimage with the peace torch, which is escorted by fishermen from La Cruz across the bay to Bucearais. The fishermen transport family and friends across the bay. Men come from all over the bay in order to pray for a year of good fishing, tourism, health, and prosperity for the area's families.
All decorated up for the blessing. Ready for the fleet. The festival also includes art and dancing from the Huichol Indian tribe. These guys are direct descendants from the Aztecs and have managed to maintain their culture despite colonialism. This is the cutest girl on the beach. These folks paddle across for the blessing. I hope the pangaros do a better job of landing. Now that the fleet has arrived, the next problem is to get everybody out of the pangas that came for the trip. All the friends and relatives and grandmas and moms and grandpas out of the boats, up the beach, and up to the church. And there's no pier. How's that going to work? Yep, you guessed it. Just get the panga, surf it right up on the beach. Hopefully everybody gets the heck out of the way. This was a nice job, actually. This was a good one. Some of them, though, come in with a little bit more gusto and vigor, ending up with much more entertaining results. Also, if you haven't already figured this out, it's your responsibility to get your butt out of the way of the boat as it comes up on the beach. After a formal blessing at the church, the caballeros take over on the street with dancing horses. Aww. These riders come in their traditional costumes. And that little girl just loved mugging for the camera. Every time I pointed at it, she looked at me. She was so sweet. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe and send us some comments. For all of our patrons, thank you for being our patrons. If you want to become a patron, just click the patron button and go to patron.com. See you next episode. Bye.